I'm proud to announce today the next Chief of the Tulsa Police Department, Wendell Franklin.
And I'm proud to announce that Wendell Franklin is our guest on the KRMG Morning News. Good morning, Major Franklin.
Good morning. How are you?
We're great. I was thrilled when Rick told me you guys were texting last night and that you are a regular KRMG Morning News listener.
I am. I listen to you guys every morning on my way to work.
So apparently everything else is broken in your car, right?
The button is stuck there.
Well, I got the police radio going too, but I keep it turned down and listen to KRMG. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say.
I don't know. The police radio can be more entertaining. It really can. You're still Major, right, until you take over as Chief, which will be what, Monday?
Yes, I'm still a Major until February the 1st. That's when that transition should take place.
Okay. Were you expecting? I mean, when did you find out?
I found out, well, I can't even keep my days together. Tuesday afternoon, and I was in shock. I didn't know what to do at that point. I know that we had a very competitive process. I know that there were 3 other applicants that had just as good as qualifications as I did, and I know it was a tough decision for the mayor.
The mayor says he chose you because you've had experience in all of the city's divisions. You have a lot of experience in North Tulsa. You were the commander of the Gilcrease Division for almost 4 years. You have a clear vision for the TPD is another thing the mayor said. Can you give us the elevator version of that vision?
Yeah, sure. We operate currently in a very antiquated system. We have a records management system that was conceived in 1968, I believe. And over the years, it's been modified and changed, but it does not meet the needs of our department today. So we are set to launch a new system in 2021, and that system is going to be a game changer for our department because it will allow us to be more real time in how we look at our crime. So reported crime currently is done. We have about a week to 10-day delay in being able to see where that crime happens at. This will be real time. This will allow us to see things real time. And once we improve upon that and improve upon a new mobile CAD system, it's going to be a game changer for our agency and allow us to actually use data to drive our decision making and how we deploy our officers. We don't do that currently.
When you applied for this job, you obviously thought there was something you were bringing to the table, Major, that was different or better than someone else. So when you talked to the mayor and the folks involved, what did you put forward as your biggest asset?
I just know how to collaborate with people. I think the hardest thing to do and the reason things fail is because we don't effectively communicate. And I just think that is the foundation of any type of success, to communicate to your team, to take those personalities and put them in the right places and all work towards a common goal.
We have heard from detractors to this move from both sides. We've heard from community advocates in North Tulsa saying, well, the mayor should have really had a nationwide search for this position. They seem to be cautiously optimistic, I guess is a good way to characterize their response. We've heard from others who say when they looked at the 4 finalists, 3 of them were white and 1 of them was black, that they knew that the black candidate would be chosen. So you've gotten detractors on both sides here and maybe some communication to do with the citizenry. Yes,
and that weighed heavily on me. It has been one of the things I think that has caused me to have the biggest fear, the biggest piece of apprehension towards even applying is that race is still an issue. I don't get that. I told this to the mayor. I told this to the panel that I can go anywhere else in the United States because I've seen it, and I can apply for a job, and I can get that job based on my credentials, not based on my race. And I hate the fact that we are still in this, Tulsa is still in this race type issue where we have to continue to delve upon a person's skin color.
We have 2021 coming up and the 100th anniversary of the race massacre. Are there aspects of policing in Tulsa that you would like to see addressed before that 100th anniversary?
Yes, I am very familiar with what occurred, and the interesting thing is that I grew up in the Tulsa public school system, and I took Oklahoma history in high school, and never, ever was there a mention of the race massacre in any of the things that I was taught. It was not until, 10 years ago that this actually started coming to light, and it's Tulsa's hidden past, and we've got to come to grips with that. We have to understand that there are lessons to be learned from history. I'm well aware of what the police department did back then and how they helped precipitate the atrocities that occurred, and we have to be sure that we don't do those type of things anymore. So I'm a big advocate for history, and I think that if we, as a department, if we learn our history better, if our officers are trained better in this Tulsa history, then they too will become more aware of just why there is apprehension in certain communities, because that's real, and we have to address that by communicating and trying to be intentional in how we address people.
Your background, I mean, going all the way back to when you were 2 years old, there was reason for you to want to be a police officer. Your mother was killed in a crime, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. I wrestled with whether or not to talk about this as I went through this process, but I think in the end it really brings to the forefront of why I chose what I chose, or I don't even know that I really chose it. It was like I was directed that direction. And, my family's history is a history with several violent deaths that occurred in it. And so I just want people to know that, there is hope, there is opportunity for those that don't have that same support system that 95% of the rest of America has. That there is opportunity that still, and you take what's dealt to you, and you just use it as fuel, as a way to move forward, and that's what I've done over the years. And again, I know that history is what builds each of us and dwells inside of each of us. So I'm just always mindful of that.
Major, we've got to go here pretty quickly. And I know Rick's already talked to you about this. We've got so much to talk to you about. We want to have you on for an 8 a.m. in-depth hour once you get settled into the job. But I wanted you to hear this before you go.
Congratulations, Major Franklin. We all look forward to seeing you do great things for our city.
I just wanted to say congratulations to Major, soon-to-be Chief Franklin. He's a good man. He'll do a good job.
We'll add our congratulations to that, and thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you real soon, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Major Wendell Franklin, soon to be Chief of Police for the city of Tulsa.